So welcome to Destination Jamaica, another beautiful Sunday ayad, and we're happy to have Hassanah Al-Saba, Jamaica's first female Muslim pilot who has blessed us with her time to do this interview. She's just 22 years old, right? And she's here to just give us the info and what her journey is as it relates to being a pilot, as it relates to defying the odds, and some inspirational messages for you who are listening. Now, Asana, do us the honor of introducing yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Hassanah Al-Saba. I'm a 22-year-old Jamaican Muslim. I enjoy flying airplanes. I love arts. I love adventure. I love learning about space, and I love animals as well. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Okay, that's awesome. Happy to meet you. Now we've been talking before, and you're more than just you being a pilot. Can you kind of expand on your background as it relates to education experiences?
Okay, so I went to St. Andrew High School for girls. I enjoyed all my 7 years there. And then I went to University of the West Indies where I majored in computer science and economics. So even though I have the non-traditional, pilot license, I also have my CSEC and my CAPE and my university, my bachelor's as well. So that's my educational background, yeah.
Okay. And doing some intro research on you, we found out how you became interested in flying, right? You
Mhm.
went on a trip to Trinidad to visit your mom, and you just fell in love with the airplane taking off. You also mentioned that you just love being in the airport itself, and you became interested in flying at that age. Could you possibly take us back to that very first memory of you flying?
Okay, so I remember that my that for that trip, my aunt bought me a new outfit, right? You know how Jamaicans stay when you have to look good when you fly, right? So I
Yes.
remember my aunt bought me this outfit, right? I was like, okay, yeah, I know it's cute and all, and then but I was more concerned about being at the airport. So we're there and thing, and I was just so interested. Like when I go in there, like in the airport, is like so many things happening at once. And I'm like, wow, like how can all of these like gears be grinding at the same time? And yeah, even though I was wearing the outfit and I was like, yeah, okay, cute. I used to go around the airport and ask my mom to take a picture of me all over the place. I remember one time you know how they used to have pillows on the planes back then. My mom told me that once I didn't want to let go of the pillow from the plane, and the air hostess allowed me to take it. And when we came off the plane, I went in the opposite direction of where we were supposed to go. And I just took the pillow and I went on the ground and wanted to go and sleep. So it's like I wanted to stay there, But back to the first flight. So when we were on the runway and the pilot went full power, it's like whoa, hearing all these big noises, it was kind of terrifying. But I'm like, this is interesting. And so, we're going at full speed, and when then we take off, and we're like a few feet above the ground, and you know how you feel that gravitational pull. When I felt that, I was like, whoa, it was terrifying but exciting at the same time. And the whole climbing experience was so interesting because it's like we're going against science in my head at the time. Like, how can we even be in the air right now? And then we landed in Trinidad, but like all I could think about while during the Trinidad stay was, going back home and being on the plane. Like that was my only concern. I just wanted to be on the plane. So yeah, those were my big memories of it. But it's something that ignited or sparked something in me from that age till now. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's quite a dream. And I'm happy that you're living it because we all have dreams, and it's kind of be difficult for you to stick it through to become you were this little girl excited and fascinated, and then you're living actually what you've been dreaming about for all this time. And talking about dreams, it probably would have been deterred should you have followed whatever it was that was happening in high school and college, because people were saying, be doctors, be lawyers, be teachers, go in the force. But being a pilot, that's like far out. How did you get there being a Jamaican? But more importantly, how did you overcome that obstacle of, oh, I can't have my dream just because of the lack of resources, lack of education, and whatever other obstacle that would have prevented you from doing so?
Okay, so in high school, okay, I remember in primary school, I remember I told my mom that I wanted to be a pilot, right? I think this was in grade 5. And for career day, she made me like a pilot shirt and everything with the epaulets and everything and cool. And I remember that day, in grade 5, people were like, "Oh, why don't fly back to your country?" I'm like, "What? Like, you never know someone born here." But I mean, I understood that that was a stereotype and all of that. And then so that was grade 5. Grade 6 now, I remember that I went as a pharmacist for the next career day. And what happened in between there was like the adults around me were like, "Yo, it don't make sense for you to become a pilot because you're not, you're a Muslim, you're a female, you're never gonna get a job and all of that jazz." And it's like, and they were like, it's better for you to go into the sciences, which is why I went as a pharmacist because, as soon as you finish your degree and you basically have a job and a good 9 to 5 for however long. And then that's kind of where it's all tumble down in a way, or where I was so discouraged because I remember even in grade 6, I used to sit close to the window and I used to always see the planes passing by, and I would always look up like anytime a plane is passing, I'm looking up and I'm looking at and I'm finding a plane, right? So I think that was when everything kind of started to like demotivate me a bit. And then I realized that it's really the lack of information and the lack of exposure that these adults have. So it's like they're always trying to push you to something that will give you job security and things that they know works, like the traditional routes of careers where doctor, lawyer, engineer, and everything. But I think they mainly just go to that because back in their day, they want to ensure that you have a stable income to support your family and all that jazz, which is fantastic. And that there is more information about the stability of the traditional careers. But pilot, they never really hear about it. Like not just pilots, but like other careers that people are going into. And I think it's important that people nowadays arm themselves with information from now for whatever career that you want to go, because the jobs that we have here now didn't exist 10 years ago. And so because they didn't have that information, like they've never seen a Muslim female pilot ever, so they just immediately thought that that would never happen for me. So yes, I was younger and then I went through the school system, focusing on the sciences. But in the back of my mind, I always knew that I wanted to fly. Always looking up at airplanes, wanting to travel even. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I still where I want to be. But this was like at the back of my head because I was already actively working towards something within the sciences. So it wasn't until Cape Unit 1 that I completely did a 180 with my life. And let me tell you why. I got back my grades for KP Unit 1 and they were not up to my standards. Like I did not like them at all. But it showed me, like those bad grades were showing me that I wasn't enjoying what I was doing in the sciences. And that's when I decided, yo, I'm not gonna wake up to a job that I hate just because of other people's uninformed opinions. So I did so much research. I looked up flight schools, how to be a pilot, all the requirements needed, and then I saw that this is expensive. This is hella expensive, and I wasn't ready for that. My parents weren't ready for that. So I said, all right, if I can't become a pilot, I at least still want to be in the aviation industry. So I said, all right, fine. Well, I actually did apply to a school in Canada, but I mean, we weren't really prepared for that because I just did that huge 180, right? But I knew that, let me just apply. And I applied. I got through, but I just didn't have the money to go. So I was like, all right, fine. If I can't fly and I can't go abroad, then I'll do my computer science degree here and then train to be an air traffic controller at the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority. And then it wasn't until I was in first year, first semester, when the Aeronautical Club of the West Indies came about. And since then, everything is history. So, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope those who are listening are inspired by what you said. You said that you didn't want to wake up to a job you hated. And that's
Period.
why, I mean, we only have this one life, and most of it we spend it surviving, but not actually enjoying what we're doing. And so we wake up not motivated to go to work, and and it also leads to why a lot of us are feeling how we're feeling, because we're just not loving what we're doing. But times have changed, have you said, as you said, we can do what we love and make good money from it and have a good quality of life. So thank you for mentioning that, and I'm hoping that Jamaicans who are in school, if you're listening to this, you can pursue that dream and do something that you absolutely enjoy.
Period.
Yes. So you spoke about being a pilot being expensive. I see that you have a computer science degree, as you mentioned, a private pilot license, and you're now looking to attain your commercial license, which seems pretty expensive. Um, what drives you to keep going? And tell us about how expensive that is, if you don't mind sharing that information.
No, sure. So, when I was going to UA, I did part-time jobs to save up money towards my flight training. And the private pilot license, it cost around 12,000 US, which
Mhm.
is a lot. You guys can do the calculation, it's no. But I kind of started early, meaning I knew that I was gonna start my training. And while I was, in school, I had part-time jobs and I just save all of that money towards the training. Because the way how flight training works is that you pay as you go. So it that you pay by the block. So you need minimum 40 flight training hours to qualify for the license, right? So, and it's better for you to like fly consistently rather than saying, oh, I'll fly 1 hour per month. Like that's not really, uh, it's not gonna help with your proficiency and your learning. So they encourage you to like pay, like maybe put on 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours and stuff. So I was really saving up for that. And then I wrote to many companies for assistance, and literally every single one of them told me no. And it's not like I was asking them to sponsor the entire 12,000. I was asking them like, give me maybe 500 US or sponsor maybe like 6 or 7 hours kind of vibe. And literally all of them said no. So I turned to my friends and family because they saw the dream, they saw the passion, and they supported me, thankfully. So with my part-time jobs that I was saving up and helping with and family helping me as well, like that is what made me reach to my private pilot license now. And now with my computer science degree, I also have it as a way to get a good job so that I can I can propel myself to the commercial, right? Because so the commercial now I'm gonna need 250 hours, flight hours to qualify for that license. And it's gonna cost around 60,000 US dollars to get to that part. So even though I have my private pilot license now, I still have a long way to go from where I want it to be. And this commercial license is not what you think as the airline part. So the airline, for you to have an airline transport pilot license, you need 1,500 hours. And yeah, I mean, so the way how you get your licenses is through hours, your experience, basically. So yeah, so I'm using my degree to get a good job, and thankfully, I got a job with Digicel in the fintech area for me to save up some money, see what I can do financially to get me to the commercial level. So yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. I love how you went about doing it. You worked the part-time jobs, you saved, you asked for help, and you just didn't sit down and wait on things to happen for you. You went for it, even though you know that, oh, this is crazy expensive. And a lot of time we allow that to deter us and stop us, because life can be tough. We have to live every day and cover all these expenses, and to try to pursue something that, oh, I want to be a pilot, but the money to get there. And you using your degree, girl, that's genius.
Girl, let me tell you. So like when people even happened to me, because I looked at the 12K US and me as a blower, where am I gonna get this? But then my mentor said to just take it step by step, take it hour by hour. So and then I really looked at and I'm like, if 40 people can give me 1 hour, the money for 1 hour, let me not get my license. So it's like breaking it down, looking at it as a huge mountain. It got overwhelming and you have to say, yo, can't do this, me not have it, da da da. But when you break it down like pebble by pebble, you're gonna work your way up there. So yeah.
Yeah, which reminds me of the Jamaican proverb, which I totally love and find so much value in this proverb these days. Every mickle make a muckle and one cocoa feed basket. I was like, oh my gosh. Our parents used to like quote it all the time, but you really see what it means
100%.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about one cocoa field basket and every mickle make a muckle. I see that you have your GoFundMe link on your social media. How can people help you or reach out to you should we have some listening who wants to or can?
Right, yes. So on my Instagram, that's Hassanah.Al-Saba. I have my GoFundMe link there. Every that's how you rightfully said, every me could make a muckle like $1 carries me closer to the dream. When I even understand like $1 can like $1, like trust me. Like anything that you can contribute would really, really help toward the dream and I really, really appreciate it.
Yes. So subscribers, watchers, viewers, please help us help Asana achieve her dream because it's more than about one person. Asana open doors for future Jamaicans, boys and girls who are listening who want to be a pilot or want to, pursue an unconventional career path. As Cheryl Leaf Ralph said, she has opened doors for so many young girls without even she being aware, just being a Black actress who's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Every Jamaican that does empowers another Jamaican who will. So your help will go very, very far. So reach out to her and, give that mickle or that muckle so that she can achieve that dream of commercial license. Now you mentioned that just to expand on the commercial license a bit, you did mention that it's not airport commercial license.
Yeah, not airline.
Airline. Sorry. What is it?
Okay, so the commercial license is you're able to be compensated for your flying, and this can be on single engine aircraft. So, all right, so right now my private pilot license, it allows me to fly recreationally and to
Oh,
build hours. So I can take friends and family flying, but I'm not paid for it. But the commercial license will allow you to fly for a company, a person, and they pay you to fly. Now, to reach up to the airline now, that is like the big jets and them thing. You have to have the hours and you have to have like the rating. So like your multi-engine rating, meaning you can fly a plane with more than one engine. But your commercial is really what is able for you, is what will help you to get paid to fly. And who doesn't want to get paid doing what they love?
I know, right? Preach. All right. So thank you for sharing that. That was educational. Now, the other question. So the headlines associated with you, even I used it when introducing you, right? Muslim, female, Jamaican. I definitely understand the necessities of using these to describe you or your journey as you are breaking barriers for many like you. As we mentioned, boys and girls will because you did. You are the first Muslim Jamaican female pilot, and that is quite the accomplishment. But these can also be viewed as labeling, right? Stereotyping your journey when all you want to be treated as is a human. We might even call it a double-edged sword. Without judgment or expectations from our end, and hopefully our viewers, our watchers, how do you feel about this? Or what's your perspective on this?
Okay, this is a very, very good question because I remember when the Glean article was posted and I was looking at some of the comments and they're like, why are they like introducing her like that, like why can't she just be a pilot and thing? And then I see the like the distinction that people say, oh, she's the first Muslim and she's a female and stuff like that. So I kind of see both perspectives. As I said, it's a double-edged sword. And yeah, I understand you can just introduce me as a pilot. Or, okay, cool, I'm the first female Muslim pilot. That's cool too. But it's like I think I understand both sides. And I think it's kind of important at this stage to kind of make the distinction because there aren't a lot of us to begin with. So I feel like this is now like the breaking of the barrier, as you said, where okay, she's known as the first, and so nothing can come behind, right? Because she's the one that paved the path in a way. So I see both. It's okay if you just call me a pilot. It's okay if you just call me Hass or anything like that's cool too. And also you're the first, nothing. So, but I see the importance in making the distinction now because of how how first it is. I don't know how I'm trying to find the right word. And it's important that other young people also see it too, that this gate that you thought that was always closed is now open, so you can go on through one thing. So it's important at the beginning, but I know that later on, when there are many more people who are breaking more barriers and coming behind me, that they're gonna be without the title in a way to say, oh yeah, they're a pilot, because they're now normalized to say, oh yeah, these people can now become a pilot. So I think I understand both sides, but it's important to kind of make the distinction at this point in time.
Yeah, I understand. I have two minds about it, but hearing you speak, it's like representation matters until it's normalized. And um unfortunately, it's the world we live in where we have to see Black woman,
Yeah.
Muslim, and so forth, because it's just the playing field that we were given. We didn't
Yeah.
create these systems, we were born into it. And
Mm,
for us to change it, we have to speak up and say, I'm here, I'm Black, I'm woman, I'm Muslim, I'm Jamaican.
period.
And still it's like, oh, you're just a pilot, you're just a writer. So I really appreciate when we have conversations like these where we're open and we can speak comfortably about representation, because it can be a pretty touchy subject.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you wish to be called, we're here for it. Okay?
Appreciate it, man.
Yes. All right. So being a Muslim in Jamaica, that brings up being a Muslim in Jamaica. You said you grew up in Portmore.
Yeah.
We would love to know about your experience of being a Muslim in Jamaica, if you want to speak on that.
Okay, so I grew up in Portmore, but I spent a lot of time in Spanish Town. So Spanish Town is where one of our masjid, or place of worship, is. And so I spent a lot of time there in that community as well. But growing up, it was a bit lonely in a way, because you grow up and you're out and about and you don't really see a lot of people that look like you, which can get lonely at some times. But then at the same time, I'm grateful that when I'm up and about, like nobody now go try to kill me or
Mm.
harm me in any way and them thing. And I'm really, really appreciative of that, like the tolerance that Jamaicans have. Even though yeah, I may get one and two comment about stereotypical stuff, which I would expect. But I'm grateful that they don't take physical action against me. Like that's something that's I'm very grateful for, because I know that other people in other countries face this on a daily basis. And I'm glad that I can be a Muslim, I can wear my kima, I can go out and even at work, like I would say, hey, my manager, now is my prayer time. I need a space to pray, and he will accommodate me. He will make, all right, cool, you can use office to go and pray. All right, and even at school, at the flight school, the Aeronautical School of the West, and is like when it's class time, I need to go and pray. Them say, all right, cool, go to this room and go and pray. Like and I felt like I was I knew I was different from everybody else, but at the same time, I wasn't treated as such. Like I was respected my boundaries were respected, and the things that I needed to do as a Muslim were respected, and I really, really appreciated that. But the only time that I really felt, the togetherness or like seeing people that look like me is when I'm in my Spanish town community and thing and seeing everybody that, yeah. But other than that, I mean, I'm grateful for the environment that I grew up in. And I just, yeah, like just a lot of gratitude in my heart for Jamaican environments and everything. And of course I get a lot of questions about, oh, like, so where are you from? And I'm saying Jamaica. Like, no, like, where are you from?
Yeah.
We almost say you it, like, bro. But understand that they wouldn't really know, and they're coming from a place of ignorance and stuff like that. And I'm okay with educating them, and some of them are actually open to receiving that education, which is also very, very great.
Oh, that's awesome. Big up Jamaicans for that. I was just telling someone the other day, some visitors, that one thing I love about my country is that we are essentially warm people. I mean, we hear the headlines about our country being dangerous, and we do have the crime and violence. We do have many issues in our country, but there are so many blessings as well. You can essentially go somewhere and Google Maps now work, and you ask a Jamaica, yo, how to reach this? And them say, just take this, and then give you the right
Yeah,
instructions, the right
real.
instructions, and then even joke with you. It didn't matter where in the country I was, people were essentially warm and helpful.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that's your experience, and I hope Jamaicans are listening. More Jamaicans are listening and recognizing that that's a strength. And also, being ignorant is not a bad thing. You can ask questions, you can get to know, and because I'm ignorant about your religion right now, and you're educating me, and I appreciate that. You said that what you wear in your head is called, could you repeat that?
Okay, so we call the actual scarf itself a kimar,
Kimar.
but more known as a hijab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. All right, so we're gonna move on to the other questions. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
That's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay, great. So we're gonna move on to the Jamaican
Wait.
side.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I have one more.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, so growing up, the Muslim community, we used to always travel across Jamaica, right? We used to go to different rivers, beaches, and we used to have camps like at different schools across the island. Like that's like a lot of that. Those are some really, really good memories. Like just traveling across Jamaica with our little Islamic community, like that was really, really good. So I just wanted to mention that, like, even though the community is very small, we stick together and we embrace being a Jamaican. We'll go out and explore and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. So which organization could we reach out to if we want to know more, or if some Jamaicans want to, be a part of your faith?
Okay, so they can reach out to the Islamic Council of Jamaica. They're on South Camp Road. I'm sure you know that there's a big masjid that's there. They're the Umbrella Academy. Sorry, not, I don't know if you know the show Umbrella
I know
Academy.
it, I know it.
They're the umbrella organization
Yeah.
of all the different masjids across the island. So there's like one in every parish now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I mean, if they want to embrace Islam, they can always go to the nearest one. But the ICOJ on Camp Road, they're like the umbrella for everybody.
All right, thanks. Now, on to the Jamaican side of the interview, right? Now, the question is, what is your favorite porridge or soup or Jamaican meal?
Okay, I love oat porridge, and any soup is fine. So soup is good, but oat porridge, yeah,
For
that
the
was me.
boss. Okay. All
I
right.
like I used to always ask people like, is soup really a meal? It's more of appetizer to bust gas, isn't it? Like that's why it's an appetizer from the group for the main course. You know what I mean? Because like I just wonder why Jamaicans love to make soup on a Sunday. Like it full belly at all, but then some soup actually are very filling, like very
Yeah,
filling. So.
yeah.
But
Mama,
and soup I'll take, but oat porridge, yeah, that's yeah.
yeah. Do you have my mom made soup yesterday and it was filling. I was like, yeah, this bad. Mommy bad so we have to make it. But do you have any other favorite Jamaican meal?
I don't think I have any other favorites. Um, of course I love ackee and salvage. I just don't like when them say the oil is the gravy. We don't like to say that. We don't like to say that. Like, you know how them make it right and them say yeah the oil is the gravy. We don't
Yeah.
like it. But I mean some
Yeah.
people love that. I would say eat it, yeah, but yeah, I don't think I have any other favorites.
Okay. What about fruits?
I love pineapple. I love pineapple so much. That's like my favorite fruit. Favorite.
All right. No, we being from Kingston, Hassanah, we are big on our high schools. And you mentioned your high school. You want to big up yours?
Yes, big up St. Andrew High School for girls. Anytime, anywhere. I have my cap still. It's kind of full of dust, but I hope you can see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
2019 period.
So we're sure so you're one of the people there who are gonna put the tie in your car and all in your plane, actually.
I have that sticker that says I'm a proud St. Andrew High School alumni, on the car. Period.
Yes,
Yes.
you said Andrew High.
Yeah.
All right. So growing up in Jamaica, right? A lot of us have great memories. Can you share at least one great childhood memory that sticks with you?
Hmm. I think it would be like going back to traveling across Jamaica. As I said, I remember there's one specific time that we went to Reach Falls as a Muslim community. That was really, really nice. And I think the favorite camp I had, the last one I can remember, we went to Yalas High School.
Mhm.
That was a good one. So yeah, those are like my childhood memories that like Jamaican ones, meaning that we used to just travel across Jamaica and just have fun.
Okay. All right. So this is an ongoing debate, and I don't know if you have any opinion on this, but juicy, tasty, and mother's patty, which is the best?
No? Whichever one give me a sponsor is the best.
Smart answer.
That's I actually don't have a preference. Like if it's patty, it's patty. Like I think the best cocoa bread though is not from Mother's. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's from Juicy. Cocoa bread, why is it?
Yeah. So juicy should endorse, so no need to link her and give her a
I do ring
sponsor.
my line.
Yeah. All right, and next Jamaican question. We have our national heroes and heroine. Do you have a favorite national hero or
Hmm,
anybody that you think should be made a national hero who isn't?
it's a very good one. I don't know if it's like hero wise, but I feel like a lot of our athletes and like musicians should really be given a little bit more recognition. I don't know about hero wise, but like I don't remember if it was I think it was an Olympics. Like there was a swimmer from I think Suriname. I may be wrong, but this is what I can remember. Like when he won the gold medal, like they gave a national holiday the next day. But then I think like why doesn't Jamaica do that for all of the great things that the Jamaican athletes are doing? Like but then I think, yo, there's so many of them, like, would I never have any work there at all? But I mean, I feel like overall the recognition could have up a little bit. I know that we have a lot of creatives and things from the country, but I feel like a little bit more support and
Mm,
love could be given to them, yeah. But I don't think I have like a favorite national hero or heroine, to be honest. To be honest with you.
yeah, big up all of them. And
No,
that's a
period.
great point. We should recognize our creatives or musicians or scientists because Jamaicans have so many other people in different fields that are not recognized or people don't know about them. And that's something we try to do on our channel. No,
Yeah.
we're winding down to the end of the interview. Um, Tell us, we're all about Jamaican pride, right? On our channel. What makes you proud to be a Yardie?
I think what makes me proud is that we have so many creative and intelligent people. I think you mentioned this earlier, like we're very smart people. And given the if we have more information and resources, like I mean, our brand is already out there. I remember I saw a thread yesterday on Twitter, like this AI made villains, right? Like just creating some kind of character villain. And like, there were big countries there, like all of the European countries and thing, and Jamaica was there, a small island. Like also all of the big countries, Jamaica was included. Like I know that our brand is like huge out there, and that's something that Jamaicans love. Like I think it said that you can go to any country in the world and you will find a Jamaican there. So I love that we are very intelligent and creative people. Like you can never like you can just be pairing with some random people on the road and just have a vibe and the warmth that you feel from them as if to one a friend from a long time, or just meeting somebody on the road, and as you said, that giving the directions as if the person know you. Like that's like I'm proud that we have people like that, and goes back to how they, as I said, how the Jamaican environment treat me as well. Like I'm proud that we have really good people like that, and just yeah, like our people are our greatest assets, honestly. So yeah, that's what makes me proud.
Yeah, I agree. So a couple more questions to go. Any messages you would like to leave for anyone, the girls, boys, children, even adults or teens who are listening to you right now?
Okay, so it's never too late to start doing what you want to do. I know that a lot of people feel pressured by where they are, meaning where they are in their life, or oh, I'm too old to do this, and I can never do that anymore because I passed that stage. Like, bro, you are living your life, and there's no thing as perfect timing. There's just time and what you decide to do with it. So don't make other people feel like you can't. Don't make like the societal pressures make it think that oh you can't do this because of like you can't do certain things. Like arm yourself with information first. If you really love it, if you really want to go into some kind of field that you love, educate yourself on it, do a lot of research on it, like operate from a place of knowledge so that you know what's gonna come and you know what is expected. Um, and to just like know that our world is evolving and the jobs that we have now didn't exist 10 years ago, so anything can happen. Like things are moving at a very fast pace, and just educate yourself. Like we have so much information at our fingertips. Find out if you want to go into like things that you love or just interested in, find out more. Like it's always a good thing to know more about the things that you want to go into, because you know how to position yourself to be there. So yeah, and even for the adults, as I said, like don't feel like, oh, I can't do this anymore because I don't pass that stage and everything. Like, bro, like you're living your life, you're not living it based on opinions of others. Like do what you love and do it wholeheartedly. So yeah, I think that's me.
That's great advice. And I think this would be the final question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Or if 10 years is too many, or even a year?
Okay, 10 years definitely I would already be in the airlines by that time. In the 10 years, yeah, definitely flying big jets. Probably started my family already, because that's also important to me, and that's something that that was one of the comments that turned me away from being a pilot. Like when I was discouraged, like, oh, you're never gonna have time to have a family and then think, but a lot of women do it, a lot of female pilots do it. Like, so it's not like it's something that has never been done. So I definitely want to start have my family by that time, and that's 10 years down the line, even though it's not something that I have a detailed plan to go towards. I just know I'm gonna get there, and I know I'm gonna find the path to go there. And in 1 year from now, I would say I'll probably have my commercial license already, or already in training for my commercial license. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. Well, wishing you so much blessings and hoping that your dreams will come true. I know you're pretty persistent. You're gonna get it. We believe in you here at Destination Jamaica, and we'll do our best to support your journey to ensure that you get to your commercial license. Sure,
Thanks.
you're welcome. All right, so I think that's it. I think we covered all the questions. If you have anything else left to say, not the time to do it. Otherwise,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but well, I know a lot of people know this, but also I was the Key Club Jamaica governor in high school, and I actually won an international award, and that's something that I never did really put out there. I think when was that? That was like in my time where I was turning my life around with the pilot thing. And yeah, a lot of people they don't know that I like won international awards and stuff through Key Club, and that's like one thing that I want to kind of toot my horn a bit, because at 17 and 18 winning international awards, I never saw myself doing that ever, and it's not something that a lot of people know. So yeah, I just want to put that out there that yes, I did that too, you know.
Yes, and you're definitely someone we should support. So Jamaicans, you've heard her, and not just Jamaicans, we have so many other countries listening to our channel. She's definitely Hassanah Al-Saba. God, we hope some of them is up in him. It's definitely one we should support. She is a go-getter. She is determined. She sees what she wants in life. She empowers herself with knowledge and she gets there. You could say, should we need role models? She's definitely one at this young age. And your children, or nation's children will definitely be inspired by her. Guys, we need positive role models. I wasn't someone who was keen on role models because I do believe in that internal light, but there's so much going on in our society and we need people, and everybody is like, influence is so great these days that we need to turn the light on positive, empowering people who are living the dream, though they're not normally showcased. Real goodness, and let people know that we exist, we're here, them they here, and we don't have to have watered down morals, or we don't have to give up, or we don't have to take another path that showcases the worst side of our humanities. You did it, Asana, so many can.
Thank you. And I want to give a shout out. So yes, all of this was internal, like me wanting to become a pilot and completing all the steps, but I also had an aviation mentor. His name is Richard Gordon. He believed in me from like the first day I stepped into Tinsipen, and he has guided me. He has given me some of the information and encouragement, and I want to give a shout out to him, because like I mean sometimes I used to come back from training class and I'm like, oh my gosh, that landing was so bad. I feel like garbage. And he's like, yo, like this is just the beginning. Like be kind to yourself and stuff. And I want to give a shout out to Christopher Gooding and Gary Paul Tomlinson. They are the founders of the Aeronautical School of the West Indies. They also believed in me. They didn't treat me any less than they treat me like any other students. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful to them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the village. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So big up to everyone who's watching, everyone who supported your journey. Big up to our subscribers for tuning in, and those who don't subscribe but always return, our new viewers. We are so grateful for you. Thank you so much, Asana. It was a blessing to speak to you, and we hope to have more conversations in the future. And basically, well, we hope to have visits where you actually do a flight and have our viewers experience that visually and through digitally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're game for that.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed talking to you, honestly.
And thank you. All right, everyone who's watching, remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's big up Asana's interview so that she can get the support that she needs. Subscribe, hit that notification button, because that's how you're going to be notified when we have great content coming like this. And yeah, stay good, stay as upful as you can, and blessings always. Oh my God.